Hello and welcome. This is Matthias 76. Together, we are decoding the deception, and you already knew it because you clicked on the thumbnail, you saw the title, but we are definitely back in Revelation. We have been away for a while, but I'm finally getting back to it. And sorry for the delay, but this is continuing our Revelation Revisited series, and we're here today taking a look at Revelation 13, verse 13. Just looking at one verse, probably just one verse tonight. There's so much loaded in this stuff that we really need to take our time. I'm going to keep these short as we have been doing with the Revelation Revisited videos, but I want to take our time and make sure that we don't miss stuff because there is just so much that is loaded into this. And we're going to clear this away here, get back to the Bible screen, and we'll read the verse that we're talking about today. And this is in the section. Should get back to this. This is in the section on the second beast. So we've got, just to catch up quickly, we're here in the seven visions. This is the seven visions, John on Patmos, and we've had, the different sevens. This is the third set of seven, and it's seven visions with the woman in the clouds and the dragon at her feet. We've got the first beast from the sea, the beast from the earth, which is where we are now. So when the woman had the baby, which is Jesus, and it sums it up very quickly, and he ascends in heaven to his throne. That's after his victory on the cross and his resurrection. The dragon takes off after the woman. But when Jesus returns to heaven, the dragon is cast out of heaven. Okay, meaning this, he can't be there anymore. He is the accuser. Satan means the accuser. He's no longer allowed to accuse the brethren, so he's cast down to earth. And when he comes down to earth, he goes after the woman. The woman is the church, and he spews out all that water. This is what's described for us in the opening chapters of Acts with the apostles. He tries to destroy the church early on using Herod, etc., but the woman's given two wings of an eagle to fly off into the wilderness, and he's frustrated. The earth opens up. As she spreads out, it's like he can't get to her. She's going in too many directions, the church. And the earth swallows up the water that he spewed out like a flood to destroy her. Then he stood on the sands of the sea. He stood on the beach and called forth the first beast, the beast from the sea, chaos and all of that. We've studied that. We've been over that. Now we're to the beast from the earth, the lamb that looked like a lamb but spoke like a dragon. And then here, our thumbnail for tonight, getting into the specifics. So let's go read the text. We'll read the first two verses as well to catch up. Then I saw another beast rising out of the earth. It had two horns like a lamb, and it spoke like a dragon. It looks like Jesus, but it's not. It exercises all the authority of the first beast in its presence and makes the earth and its inhabitants to worship the first beast whose mortal wound was healed. We'll come back to that because it's mentioned 3 times in this chapter about its mortal wound being healed. And there is a reason that up here in the right, I've got the emblem that I have there, the emblem of the Jesuits, the capital THE secret society, who are the militant branch that serves the Papacy, the Pope in Rome, who is the second beast, who looks like a lamb but speaks like a dragon. And through his cohorts, he does even more than that, and that's what we're going to be taking a look at here today. It performs great signs, even making fire come down from heaven to earth in front of people. That's all the farther we're going to go tonight. And there is enough to talk about here. Let's talk about, and I'll say it, said it in the last video, I'll say it again. What I am saying about the papacy, about the Pope in Rome, that it is the second beast. It is the Antichrist. Interesting thing, factoid, the title Antichrist does not appear in the book of Revelation. He appears as the second beast. He appears as the false prophet. But the one who looks like a lamb but speaks like a dragon is the Pope in Rome. And that doesn't mean that everyone in the Catholic Church, or even a majority of them, are lost spiritually. It doesn't. It's a good thing that they're not. They hear the gospel and they still believe. That doesn't change the nature of the papacy, that office of the Pope that performs great signs. The Catholic Church has long prided itself on miracles, on these miraculous things, statues that bleed, etc., signs in the heavens. Research it. All kinds of things will come up. One of the important truths about studying the book of Revelation and understanding it is that we see these things manifest in different ways in different times. Okay? The same truth that was about bleeding statues or whatever with the Virgin Mary of wherever, whatever, that can evolve and change over time with the different signs. The point is deception, to orchestrate, to operate, to utilize, claiming power that rightly belongs only to God. And we're not going into the nature of those false miracles. Remember that when Moses confronted Pharaoh, his miracle workers did similar things for a time. The powers of darkness have the ability to perform false signs. But now, it is my contention, now it has gone to a higher level. It's gone to a higher level with the manipulation of the weather and making fire come down from heaven. How can you not think of Elijah in 1 Kings 18 with the showdown with the 450 prophets of Baal? He poured water, loads and loads of water all over his sacrifice. And what happened? Fire came down from heaven and caught it all on fire. There, I'll make myself appear again in case you'd forgotten what I look like. Burned up the sacrifice. What was it James and John wanted to do with the cities that rejected Jesus? They wanted to do what? Call down divine fire upon them. And Jesus told them, you don't know what spirit you are. Power. Things that rightly only belong to God's domain. And I will ask this: who controls the weather? Well, God controls the weather. His power is shown through lightning bolts and thunder, even here in the book of Revelation. In the apocalyptic literature, thunder is talked about. What greater way to co-opt, to usurp God's power than to control the weather? And we live in an age, it's almost become a given. Yeah, they control the weather. All kinds of people know that and understand it. 6 years ago, when I started this video channel, I did all kinds of videos on that very topic. And at the time, people thought you were a kook if you taught these things. I am going to direct you to this website. It's called weathermodification.com. It's easy enough to remember. Weathermodification.com. It gives the history of weather modification. It gives all of the patents. There are hundreds of them. The patents that they have about controlling the weather. The documents that have been put out studying weather as a force multiplier, a weapon. They control the weather. There is no doubt about it. And you can go and look at all the materials on this website. Very, very, very useful, but it's key to understanding this image that is being painted for us with these words in Revelation 13, verse 13. They control the weather. And again, why the Jesuit logo? They are the secret society. They are the ones manipulating and controlling all kinds of things all over the place. Government, education, military. Think about where our president went to college. And what kind of university is it? Oh, it's a Jesuit university. Fordham. They have power. They have control. And I'll put a list of videos down below to go watch. They're short. It's something called the Fuel Project. But really good videos on the Jesuits, where they come from, and how they penetrate all the different organizations throughout the world to gain control over them. They will mold themselves into, shape themselves into anything to be anything. But when we understand that they're the ones in power, they are the ones controlling things, and then we see that what is said about the one they serve, the second beast, it performs great signs and wonders, even making fire come down from heaven and to earth in front of people. What greater way to co-opt God's power to control things? And think of the damage that can be done. And they can make lightning come down from heaven, fire come down from heaven in more ways. Go out on my website, decodingthedeception.com, and go take a look at my playlist for the California fires. It's just one example of where they do these things using who knows what weapons to work this evil and destroy things, create fires that burn at temperatures that do not occur naturally. They're playing God. And who is the Antichrist? Anti, the preposition in Greek, first and foremost, it doesn't mean against as much as it means in the place of Christ. Well, if you want to be in the place of Christ, what greater thing to do with your beast system than call fire down from heaven in front of people? And talking about the other things that, and we're seeing this play out right now, there's a reason that the flying saucers are in the video. Right now, there's all this disclosure. It's been coming. It's been building. All the disclosure. The aliens are our friend. Just ask Steven Spielberg. He'll tell you they're here to help. They're going to take over. They're going to be what? They're going to be our saviors. They're going to be our benefactors. And who knows what lies and deception they will spew to deceive the masses. But Roman Catholicism is in this stuff. The Papacy is in this stuff. The Jesuits are in this stuff thick as thieves. They have a telescope, two of them, out in Arizona on, I think it's Mount Graham is the name. One is called VAT, V-A-T-T. It's a Vatican. I can't remember what the acronym stands for. Observatory, telescope, looking for help from the skies. The other one, that was the first version, they literally, the Roman Catholic Church has a telescope that they call Lucifer, the light bringer. Part of the deception, I believe, and we'll get into this more with 666 and the mark of the beast and all of that, it is going to be deeply intertwined with this deceptive narrative about aliens, about who they are. They're the ones, who knows what, that seeded our earth with life, and we've messed up, and they've been busy off somewhere else, but we've really made a mess of things, and they need to come save us. The Vatican is openly talked about welcoming them. Will that be the ultimate manifestation of the Antichrist force? I don't know where all it goes, but we need to look at these things, be open to these things as possibilities. Why else are they talking about it? And don't forget, I was just studying earlier today on this. It'll be in the next video. The first thing Jesus did when he was still in this world, when he was still on this earth, the last time he left Jerusalem, and his disciples asked him about his coming and when all these things, because he talked about the destruction of the temple, when all these things would come to pass. And the first words out of his mouth, both in the account in Matthew, Mark, and Luke. In Matthew, he says it 3 times. See that you are not deceived. Don't be deceived by the one who looks like a lamb, but really speaks like a dragon. That is his true nature. Don't be deceived by their lying signs and wonders. Don't be led astray. So we need to look for, in the Jesuits, make the logo show up again, the very mode of operation on which they are founded is all about deception. They will play any role. They will say anything. They will be in positions of leadership in whatever organizations they're trying to destroy, and you can't tell it because they're so devoted. They've sold themselves out. And again, go watch the Truth Project, the Fuel Project videos that I'm putting in the link below. They've sold themselves out to their dark lord. It is what they are about. So we have to be careful. We have to understand the degree to which there is deception all around us. And what that should do is lead us to hold all the more firmly, staunchly to our Savior and his truth, because he is the true lamb. In the last video, I pointed out that the word lamb appears in the book of Revelation 31 times. 31 times in the book of Revelation. 30 of those times, Jesus is called the Lamb. 30 times he's called the Lamb. The one time that it's about someone else, you've got it on your screen right here with the one who spoke like a lamb, like a lamb, looked like a lamb, sorry, not spoke, looked like a lamb, but speaks like a dragon. That's what we're up against. And the only way to avoid that deception is to know our Lord Jesus Christ, his word, and the warnings that he gives us so that we can see that we are not deceived. I want to thank you for watching today. As I said, keeping this short. There's a lot to take in, a lot to digest. Make sure, take the time to go in the link below and go watch those videos. They're very short. There's a longer one that I'll put at the end if you want to watch that. But it's important that we know what we're up against. I do appreciate you watching. It means a lot. Do make sure to do all those things that matter, that help get this word out. Give it a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, all of those things, and do go to decodingthedeception.com. Check out our playlist of Bible videos and all the other things that we have there. This is Matthias 76. Together, we are decoding the deception. God bless and have a great day.